Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into the happy hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainter's on a family vacation, so it's just me. I don't apologize for anything. You just listen to me for 3 hours, go back and forth with VJ on Husker football and how he wants me to change my tune on my 5-7 prediction, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. There are ways that it could change. But up until this moment, we are going to, I am going to keep it at what it is at. You guys can join me, 402-464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream. This is the happy hour on 93.7 The Ticket. I am Rico, running solo for the first segment. Got through my first solo show yesterday, and it was terrifying. I appreciate all of the nice comments that I got and all of the texts that were pouring in during that show, during that few segments. I appreciate all of that. You guys were fantastic. I hope that you join me again today until the one and only Jake Bakoven joins me live from Haymarket Park as the Salt Dogs take on the Winnipeg Goldeye tonight at 7:05. BP with DP live from Haymarket will be going on. I think that starts at 3:30. So if you won a spot with that, you can head down there and join DP, the one and only Eric Strickland, the Husker Hall of Famer. Bach will be there. I don't know if he'll be taking DP or BP, but he'll be down there as well. Mark will be down there. I don't know if he'll be swinging the bat, but if he does, just be prepared. Look, Mark can swing a bat. The one time we went to D-Bats, I believe it was last year, Mark could swing a bat, all right? I was not prepared for it. He said that was the one thing he could do when he played baseball in high school, but our very own Mark Onweiler got a nice little swing to him. Me, on the other hand, not great. I am not great at that. Thomas in Lincoln asks, Rico, where is Mark? I want Mark with you. Well, Thomas, I'm sorry. Mark is either on his way down to Haymarket or at Haymarket currently setting up. I would say he is currently on his way there to set up. So we'll see. He also says, Rico, choose another hockey team other than the Bruins and you'll get top 5 position. So I can't choose the Bruins, but you told me that I can't choose the Rangers also. So, I mean, who can I? No, you're a Penguins fan, aren't you? What if I go with like the Calgary Flame or something like that? I like their logo, just like a sea that's on fire. I'm not gonna even if I choose a hockey team, I don't think I'm gonna watch. Like I might catch a game here at like highlights here or there, but I don't think I'll ever sit down to watch a hockey game on TV. I'll go to a hockey game. Those are fun. I like seeing hockey live. I went to, back when I was in Kearney, we went to a lot of Tri-City Storm games. Those were fun. I've gone to a couple Lincoln Stars games. Again, very fun. Obviously never been to an NHL game. But like watching on TV. What? Watching on TV is not for me. Vershawn just texted me. Can you pour accident outstanding? I don't know what that means. Somebody's calling. I don't have a producer, so I'm just going to take person live on the air. Caller, welcome on to the happy hour. Who is it?
Hey Rico, Dusty here.
What's up, Dusty?
I was just calling about they're going to pick up some tickets tonight. I was curious, do I get BP with that too, or Is it just tickets, and then how late can I pick them up?
I believe it's just tickets. The game starts at 7:05. You can stop by whenever and pick those up. I will be here until maybe 6. I'm actually not sure how long I'll be here, but I'll be here at least until 5.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks,
right.
man.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you, Dusty, for calling in. Yeah, pick up your tickets because nobody else could guess Vershawn's favorite number, which was 7. Oh, okay. Okay, Vershawn. I'm not going to say that out loud, but okay. Yeah, I'll definitely take care of that for you. Yeah, nobody could guess Vershawn's number, which was 7, which I wouldn't have guessed either, but it's okay. Let's see. We got a couple more texts. Did we get some? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, John and Cortland. Rico, you got this, I believe. Just like 9 and 3. I see what you did there. It's not happening. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not gonna happen. Dusty, I hear you, Rico. Every year I drink a little Kool-Aid and predict at least going to a bowl, and every year I get disappointed. I'm sticking with 6 and 6 this year. Yeah, it's just and we had a couple texters text in that, every year Rico is extremely optimistic. Every time he's optimistic about a team, they don't do very well. So maybe this is what they need. So actually, I'm doing this for all of you. So if you want me to be optimistic, that could be your downfall. See, what you want is for me to be pessimistic and me to not believe that this team is going to do well. So then they actually do well. That's how this works. I'm not gonna come out and say, oh, they're gonna go 10 and 2, because then maybe they have a losing record. So me saying 5 and 7, maybe I should even drop it lower. The lower I drop it, maybe the better they do. I don't know, but I'm gonna stick with 5 and 7 for now. But again, I want to be proven wrong. I've told all of you. I've told everybody. I was on What's the Word yesterday with Chancellor Brewington, Noah Pulley-Gates, and Javen Wright, Buddha Wright, and I told them, they asked me why 5 and 7. I gave them all my reasons. And I said, I want to be wrong. I want you guys to prove me wrong in the first 6 games and go 6-0. As soon as you go 6-0, I told them, I told Nori and Brant on Sunday Morning Pancakes, as soon as you do that, you can come into the station during my show, and let me have it. Because as soon as you do that, and everybody says, oh, you're a bandwagon, oh, you're a fair weather fan, you're only hopping on when things get good. Like, the fair weather fan argument for people that are, always negative and always this, always that. But then I think the fair weather fan argument only works for like the end of the season, where even when things were going good, or even if things are going good, they still, talk bad about them, and they still say, oh, well, this is dumb, and they they got lucky here, and they did this and they did that. But then at the end of the season, they're like, never doubted you for a second. I was always here for you. That, to me, that's a fair me saying that they're going to go 5 and 7 and then being proven wrong, admitting that I'm wrong, and then talking about how impressed I am with this team and how good they're doing, and how I believe, based on what I have seen, if they prove me wrong, based on what I have seen, how I believe that they're going to do better. I don't think that's me jumping on a bandwagon or me being a fair weather fan. I think that's just me, again, admitting to being wrong, and then being able to talk about a team in a way in which, maybe I didn't understand before. It's just because, like, I want to be, I don't want to sound rude when I say this, but based on what has happened the last 4 years, and again, this is another thing that I have to get across. I want Scott Frost here. I want him to be the head coach at Nebraska and for this to work. I don't want him to be fired. The worst thing in the world is talking about a coaching search and talking about a coach who's so far on the hot seat that it's almost inevitable that they get fired. That is terrible. I hate it. I want this to work, and not just for me. I want this to work for him. I want this to work for the state. I want this to work for all the kids who have committed to Nebraska or are considering committing to Nebraska. They're committing Nebraska, they're committing Scott Frost, whatever. I want it to work. I don't want anybody losing their job, because then, you uproot your family and you got to go somewhere else. Your kids have to switch schools. It's just a whole deal. But based off of the last 4 years, despite the changes that were made, it is hard for me to just abandon everything that I've seen and hop on the, 4 new coaches, 4 new position coaches, X amount of new players. This is what's going to take us over the top. That's hard for me because, look at Michigan State last year. I understand at the end of the season, middle of the season, whatever, they were amazing. They were top 10. They, were surprised with the emergence of their running back. But at the beginning of the season, when Mel Tucker took over, at least people in this state and maybe some people around the football world were not considering Michigan State to be that good because they just got a new head coach and they went into the transfer portal for so many players. Going into the transfer portal and getting that many players, that wasn't seen as leading to a successful product on the field because, as I've said before, and I understand, people go to places knowing they're going to have to learn something new, but you're going there, and they were going to a new head coach in that instance. You're learning an entirely new system along with everybody else. And the camaraderie that maybe some of the team has wasn't with, all of those transfers. And you can be accepted and they can bring you in as quickly as possible, as we heard last night on Behind the Game with PJ with Kane Williams. Everybody when he got here was extremely accepting and brought him in and treated him like family immediately. And I get that. But to get that type of camaraderie in a single off season to go along with learning a new system, learning new blocking schemes, learning, new, the route concepts are, the routes are the routes, maybe the wordage, the verbiage is different, but it's just a lot of stuff to process and get right between the returners and the transfers / freshmen, just the new players, to all accept, to all buy in, and to all be on the same page right away come game one and then going into the season, despite how easy, quote unquote, the schedule is. So it's hard for me to buy in just because you got new coaches and you got new players. And I understand for some people it's Adrian Martinez is gone, so we're obviously going to be better. One person can make or break a team, but one person I don't think one person can make or break a team. And I understand that at the same time he, and everybody gets mad at he led you to some wins, he led you to some losses. But at the end of the day, it's not all him. There are other pieces around him. There are other pieces in front of, behind, next to him that all need to be on the same page and working at the same, wavelengths to get the desired results of wins. Were there some instances where it pretty much squarely fell on his shoulders? Yes. There were also some instances where it wasn't entirely his fault for what happened. So just blaming Adrian Martinez and saying, well, the reason that we only won 3 games last year is down in Kansas State, so obviously we're going to win more games this year. The quarterback position is obviously upgraded. I just can't completely agree with that. So that's why I've got them at 5-7. But like I said, I can be convinced. I can be convinced otherwise. I've been fluctuating between 5-7 and 8-4, which I know sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy. Like, how can there be that big of a gap? Well, that's 3 wins. That's not impossible. You only won 3 last year. But to go from 5-7 to 8-4 means you're beating all the teams you should beat. Again, should, haven't, should. Plus getting one of the games that maybe you shouldn't. If you beat everybody from the Big Ten West outside of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and then you lose to Michigan, your last 4 games, you're 8-4. Now, if you beat one of those 4, but you lose to Oklahoma or you lose to one of the teams you shouldn't have, the margin for error is so slim with this team, with how much they've been through. So the teams that you should beat, all of the teams in the Big Ten West outside of, Wisconsin and Iowa, and I'm going to throw Minnesota in there because PJ Fleck has been doing a good job. So those 3, you should be, and you should beat a Northwestern in Indiana, a Purdue. You should beat Illinois, not Indiana. You should beat Indiana and Rutgers for 2 of your crossovers. But we've been saying you should beat those teams for 4 years, and it hasn't happened. It's hard, man. It's hard to believe this and have people tell you why you should be more optimistic about this when I've been one of the more optimistic people for the last 4 years. Like, I want this to work. I want this to work so bad. Like, it'd be so much fun to talk about this team if they're 4-0. It'd be so much fun to watch games on TV without sitting there and wondering, all right, how are they going to screw it up this time? It'd be so much fun to just sit there and bask in the glory of Casey Thompson throwing deep balls to Omar Manning or Trey Palmer. It'd be so much fun to not be sitting on the edge of my seat when Nebraska is at the 25 or the 30-yard line and it's 3rd and 3, thinking if they don't get this, there's 0 points involved because they're going to miss the field goal. It would be so much fun to not want to turn away from the TV when Nebraska has to punt the ball because you're not sure if it's going to be turned for a touchdown or not. But based on what I've seen, those things have happened, and they should change with the coaching staff. But will they? I don't know. Nobody knows, except the coaching staff and the players. They haven't said anything yet. They feel confident. The players feel confident. The coaches feel confident. But they felt confident before, and I know it's a new staff. I know it's new players. But it's just hard. Dusty says, exactly, I'd love to be wrong and have us win way more games than I'm predicting, and we'll be rooting for us to win every game. Yeah. The unnamed texter, I'm with you on this. 4 wins is all I see next year. I mean, they're going to have more than 4. They're going to have more than 3. 5 is the floor for me. Like, that is the floor. Like, if they don't, if as soon as they're going to get to 5. I don't know when, but they're going to. Justin, in my opinion, the hard thing to convince someone about winning more than 5 games is you should have some sort of kicking game this year, and you should have a better defense and better offense. Are you going to have a better defense? Is your defense going to be better than it was last year after losing 2 safeties, a corner, 3 defensive linemen, all starters? You're implementing a new corner, 2 new safeties, and outside of Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher, who didn't start last year, he played sparingly. Outside of those 2, a new defensive line. I don't know if it's going to be better. I believe in the defensive coaching staff more than I believe in the offensive coaching staff, and that's just because the offensive coaching staff is new. The defensive coaching staff has been together for a long time. I believe in them, but better than last year, I hope so. I don't know. I think they'll still be solid. He goes on, better defense and a better offense, but until that's proven on the field, there's no way to tell. Yeah. Thomas and Lincoln, Rico, the O-lines between Texas and Nebraska were about the same. Nebraska had a better defense, but Texas had a better special teams. The QB position argument changes a lot considering that Thompson didn't blow the game on a game-by-game basis. Yeah, I get you there. Thompson was solid for Texas last year. His issue was the offensive line. I've watched those highlights. Man barely had any time. When he did have time, he was throwing darts. And you can't blame the Oklahoma game on him. He put up all the stats you want. The defense and the coaching staff down in Texas kind of let him down there. Wilmot says, long gone are the days of easy wins. Every game needs to be respected in order to win. Yes, 100%. Because, again, everybody says, oh, it's an easier schedule. It's an easier schedule. It's an easier schedule because you don't have Ohio State and Penn State. Sure, you don't have to deal with those two schools. But you still have to deal with Iowa, who you haven't beat. You have to deal with Wisconsin, who you haven't beat. Minnesota, I think you have one win against. Northwestern, I believe you're 3-1. Illinois, possibly also 3-2. No, you're 2-2. I think you're 500 against Illinois. And Purdue, I don't think you have a winning record against either. So the teams that you play every year, you have a winning record against one of them. But it's an easier schedule. Doesn't make much sense to me. It really doesn't. Chase B, heck, last year you were on the edge of your seat if the pass even got to the receiver or not. Yeah, there was that. It could have gotten to him. It could have been too far in front, too far behind, too high, too low. You were on the edge of your seat for everything. Be a lot easier. It would be a lot easier to watch a game if you just, not knew, because no quarterback is that accurate outside of very special seasons, but just had extreme, supreme confidence that, look, the ball's going to get to the receiver. Now it's just what he's going to do after the catch. Chance from Funk, Nebraska. Do you think this is the best opportunity coaches, players pressure that this year will work regardless of record? That this year it will work regardless of record? I think this is the best opportunity that you have, being that you've kind of reached the end of your rope, and if it doesn't work, you know this, even if nobody's talking about it, they know if it doesn't work this season, he's probably not back next year. So with that amount of pressure, you would think, look, we're not settling. We're not going to leave a quarterback in if he throws 4 interceptions in a game. We're taking him out. We're making a change. After maybe 2 or 3, like 2, 3, maybe 2 and a scare, you're coming out. We're going to talk to you on the sideline. We're going to figure out what's up with your head. The players, I love all of the players that they've got. I think that they're all, supremely talented, and that all together this could work. The coaching staff, again, defensively, they've all been together. You made one change, and even then it was just moving your outside linebackers coach to defensive line, where he's coached before, so it's not that big of a difference. Offensively, you have one guy coming back, and it's your tight ends coach. Everything else is new. The players that they got for the offensive side of the ball, I think, are great. The offensive line, still a question. I believe that Raiola will get these guys in place based off of what I've heard about him and what I've heard about his coaching style. They will be more aggressive. So with them being more aggressive and hopefully maybe just a change in voice from what they've heard the last 4 years will help them to, protect Casey Thompson, who people say that I love Adrian Martinez too much, but whatever. Casey Thompson is a better quarterback than Adrian Martinez. We'll see what happens there. We'll see what this. So Chance, I guess, in a roundabout way, in the long way of saying it, yes, I believe that this is the year that it should work. I don't know about regardless of record, but this is the year that it should work. Unnamed texter says, if we only win 5 games, then we'll be looking for a new coach after the season. Yeah, more than likely. Wilmot, Thomas and Lincoln, Gus, Chase B. I will get right back to you after this break. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, for chiming in on the text line. Keep it up. 402-464-5685. Keep texting in during the break. I'll get to your texts on the other side. You're listening to the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you with 4 Lincoln locations. Take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how are you?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Andy, I know you have hundreds of new Hondas on the way, but let's talk about your pre-owned inventory.
You know, everyone in Lincoln and surrounding areas know we sell new and pre-owned Hondas, but a lot of people I talk to don't realize that we sell all makes and models.
All makes of imports and domestics, right?
Yes. In addition to Hondas, we sell Toyotas, Nissans, Volkswagens, Kias, domestic vehicles, and we have more than 125 to choose from right now with fresh trade-ins arriving daily.
Andy, I hear about many people choosing certified pre-owned.
They are, Charlie. It's like buying a new car with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty and a special low-rate financing. Best of all, the customer can take immediate delivery.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
Gus brought up an interesting topic during Song of the Day about 2000s dad rock. We were trying to find some bands because he said Three Doors Down reminds him of like dad rock from the 2000s. Okay, Pork Chop says Papa Roach. That's dad rock. Yeah. And that's good.
Yeah, that's divorced dad rock.
Yeah. Bucket Cherry, also divorced dad rock.
That's divorced dad rock went to a younger model.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit NationalGuard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Please enjoy these next few moments of relaxation from Scott and Greg at Mendoza Family Insurance. If you would like to feel this relaxed about your home, auto, business, life, or commercial property insurance, please give Scott or Greg a call today at Mendoza Family Insurance.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this summer. Check out their new Keen and Tiva brand sandals for hiking and Olukai sandals for sitting by the pool. Plus, they're stocked up on Hey Dudes to catch you up on the latest shoe fashion. They also have shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary, sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, I gotta stop being sad. It's not happy hour. This is like sad hour. I don't like it. I'm done with it. I'm gonna finish reading the text messages that I got before, but then I'm gonna get into something happier. You listen to Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, 402-464-5685. Join in the conversation. This is the last I'll talk about football for today. Maybe. Probably not. But anyways, Wilmont on the text line says, I am only focused on being 1-0 right now. I'm excited for the season, but the most important game is the next one up. 100%. Go 1-0. As DP says, go 1-0. That's it. Just go 1-0. Build off of that. Thomas and Lincoln says, if Juergens is back and fully healthy, is there 1 or 2 more guaranteed wins? If Juergens came back, was healthy, ready to go, maybe 7. Because then you have a true leader on the offensive line who knows what he's doing. Or granted, he's learning an entirely new offensive line, offensive scheme, but it's somebody who is experienced. You have your center back. You're not, searching for a new center. The middle of your offensive line is set. He'll be able to call out things on for the offensive line against defenses. Yeah, I'd feel a lot better. Maybe 2 wins, maybe 1, 6-6 or 7-5 if Juergens came back, but he's not. So you're searching for a center. I don't know who they're putting there, but you're searching for a center right now, and you're trying to rebuild that offensive line and see what you get. See who you can put where and what happens after that. Gus, Rico, I understand your opinion. I can see NU being around 6-2 if we aren't boneheads in the 50-50 games. But those last 4 games, hoping for 2-2, but could see 0-4 because of recent history against those last teams. Those last 4 games are just a bear. Those last 4 suck. Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. Any team can be beat on any given day, but man, that is a tough 4. But hey, stranger things have happened. So we'll see what they're sitting at going into those last 4. It'll be real interesting, especially if you're around 1 or 2 losses going into those last 4. Things could get weird. Chase B says, Rico, I just realized you're flying solo with Nick being out today. Doing a great job. Hey, thank you, Chase B. Thank you. Second solo show. It was supposed to be a solo segment, but they're getting ready down at Haymarket Park. By the way, if you guys are looking for something to do, the Lincoln Salt Dogs are playing the Winnipeg Gold Eyes tonight, 7:05, down at Haymarket Park. Get yourself down there. I think it's Fireworks Friday, so after the game, there'll be fireworks. It'll be a blast. Get on down there, watch the Salt Dogs, cheer them on. Get you some baseball on a beautiful day. It was raining earlier, but I believe it's gorgeous outside. I haven't stepped outside in a while, but the sun is shining through the windows, so. Oh, no! Just got a text. Mark Arnweiler. Nope, game's canceled. So don't stop by Haymarket Park because there will be no game. There is no Salt Dogs versus the Winnipeg Gold Eyes, as that game has been canceled. Thank you, Mark Onweiler, thanks for breaking people's hearts all over. Sad. But hey, you can listen to us. We got you. I wonder what maybe BP with DP will be next week. I don't know. We'll see what happens. They are. Mark also texts me and says that they are set up and that they can talk. Can anybody hear me?
Hey.
Hey, Mark.
So, games canceled. Winnipeg, their bus broke down in Oklahoma.
Oh, dang.
Because they must have been playing down in Texas or something last night.
Mhm.
And as manager Brett Jody told us on one-on-one, you just hop on a bus after the game's over and you head to wherever you're going next. So they must have been coming straight from Texas up to here. Bus broke down. They're not going to make it till late tonight. So they made the call about an hour ago to go ahead and cancel this. If you were looking for Marvel Night, it's one of their biggest nights of the year. Marvel Night, that's going to happen August 19th.
August 19th, Marvel Night.
Yeah. However, that said, we're still doing our thing. They can't shut down BP with DP.
You can't shut down BP with DP.
That's still happening. So Bach and I are here where the Salt Dogs broadcasters normally sit. They're not using it tonight, so we're going to sit here.
Cool.
And we've got a beautiful view of a beautiful day at the ballpark. They just won't have a game.
Tragic. That is sad. But hey, at least everybody gets to take some hacks, right?
That's right. That's right. I'll have the video rolling. It'll be fun.
Dusty is sad. He said, "Figures. I never win anything."
Oh, no. I believe you can take those into the ticket office and exchange them for any game that you would like.
There you go, Dusty. So come get those. Take them into the ticket office down at Haymarket and get some tickets for a later game. I'm sorry about that, Dusty. Dang.
Well, it's an even better prize.
Yeah.
Pick your own game.
Pick your own game.
I hope I'm not. I hope that's right. If that happens to be wrong, Dusty, let me know and we'll hook you up with some other vouchers.
Yeah, we'll get you. It'll be okay. Thomas and Lincoln says, yes, it's the Mark and Rico show.
No, I better go.
Oh, no, not the Mark and Rico show.
Yeah, mostly because I don't want to make Thomas happy. Thomas comes after us sometimes.
Yeah, we're not on board with Thomas.
I don't want to make Thomas happy.
We're not on board with Thomas.
For that reason, I better go.
Hard pass. Okay. Well, is Bach there?
Bach's here. You can talk to
I'm
Bach.
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're a little quiet, but I can hear you.
I'll get louder.
Please
Can you
do.
hear me now?
Please,
Oh,
yeah, I can.
There we go. That'll help a little bit.
Thank you.
There we go.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, not too bad. It's another day at the ballpark here. I'm pretty excited about it. Lincoln looks pretty nice from this view.
Yeah, I mean you've been at a different ballpark for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'll ask you a quick question before we get to break. How has the men's College World Series been going for you?
Oh, it's pretty good. I staying busy. I'd rather see somebody besides Oklahoma win since they won softball as well. But they're in the finals against Ole Miss, and the games haven't been all that close other than the last two, kind of leading up to this, with Dave Van Horn giving Ole Miss a fight for it there at the end. But it's been exciting. A lot of different types of crowds depending on the day. Who's taking off. A lot of people obviously outside having fun out in Omaha. So if you've never been, you just got to go. The College World Series is awesome.
Yeah, I think I was telling Priscilla last night. They went to the game, but they sat in like a box and they were in the shade. And I was like, that's not how you experience the College World Series. You have to sit out in the general admission seats that aren't general admission anymore and burn.
That's right. That's part of the game.
Part of the experience is you sit out there in the blinding heat and you just get all the skin on your body burnt off. That's rule number one for the men's College World Series.
And it just amazes me. Like, I don't know what the like kind of come and go as you please type of deal is. I'm sure they don't allow it too much, but it's kind of a come and go type of crowd. It's just kind of like baseball's just part of it. The downtown area is going off. The Jello shots obviously have been well taken care of this time. It's just cool to see people usually from all different parts of the country, but this year just the South. No Stanford fans showed up.
Tragic. Yeah, they were going to show up regardless. I actually have like not breaking news, but like something of a sad thing to report. So the Jello shot challenge at Rocco's found out that they don't actually make their Jello shots. They buy them from Slurp brand alcohol infused Jello shots.
Oh. Yeah, well, I guess that is a little bit different because everybody's trying to figure out how much they're making off of it. They've got to spend some to buy the shots.
Exactly. They buy. It's like a little pack, and it's like a 20-pack. Well, they probably buy like bigger packs, but there's on this little picture they put. It's a 20-pack of 5 different flavored gelatin shots. 13% alcohol in each shot.
Wow, hey, that's pretty
So
good.
you're getting, bang for your buck, $4.50 for a shot. It better be a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, I think, it's just that's kind of taken over the World Series. And what was it, the Ole Miss guy the other day that bought 2,000 of them?
Yeah, he went in and dropped a cool $9,000.50 for Ole Miss to overtake Arkansas, and I think they've kept it for. I think they still have it, but yeah, that is so much money.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways that could have been better spent, but did he get them? I mean, did he get a celebrate? Did he pass them out amongst the crowd?
I have no idea. I just know that he bought, and that was the thing where I was like, how do they have just 2,000 Jello shots on hand? Now I know they just have them in containers, and they're just like, here you go.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense. But we're gonna head to a break. We're gonna come back. Rico, Jake Bakoven, and we're gonna talk a little NBA draft as Bryce McGowan's drafted in the second round by the Minnesota Timberwolves and then traded to the Charlotte Hornets. We'll get more into that up next on the Happy Hour.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
2-1 count, and that's a deep drive into the gap. Smith rounding first base. It's a stand-up double.
Hey, Nick, speaking of doubles, did you know Wings and Rings has 2 ways to enjoy their next-level food?
Rico, we're in the middle of a game.
The game can wait, Nick. One way is to stop by one of their Lincoln locations. They have 2 great locations at O Street Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village.
You said 2 ways. What's the other way?
You can order online at wingsandrings.com.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
MaxTan is celebrating 29 years with some Max-tastic birthday sales. Get 50% off unlimited tanning, sun, and spray with no contract and no sign-up. MaxTan celebrates 29 years with you with 4 Lincoln locations. Take your tan to the max at MaxTan.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more in nice weather and maybe even having garage parties with neighbors. The drink of this spring and summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs and 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
We'll see a chance of showers and thunderstorms this morning, then becoming partly cloudy with an afternoon high of 88. South-southeast winds could gust over 20. Tonight, another chance of thunderstorms will move through the region with a low of 72. And tomorrow, decreasing cloud cover, windy. North winds could gust over 25 with a high of 84. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary. Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Joke's on you. It's not the Happy Hour with Rico and Nick. It's the Happy Hour with Rico and Bach.
Yes.
So take that, normalcy and big voice Bob. Welcome back to the Happy Hour, 402-464-5685. Join in on the conversation. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream. Happy Hour, brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting. Ladies and gentlemen, Nebraska had another player drafted into the NBA last night. That is 3 in 4 years, right?
Yeah, that's right.
3 in 4 years. All 3 in the second round, but don't want to talk about that. Still drafted, doesn't matter. Bryce McGowens goes number 40 overall, which actually sounds better than second round. 40th overall to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who promptly traded him his rights to the Charlotte Hornets. So Bryce McGowens gets to play close to home, like really close to home, because I believe they're from South Carolina. So Bryce McGowens kind of like coming home. Gets to play in Charlotte for Michael Jordan with LaMelo Ball, for a team that still doesn't have a head coach, but I do like him in Charlotte. What say you, Bach?
Yeah, that is interesting, right? I mean, you wonder how much the coach would have a say in the draft process and kind of what's going on there. I don't think that's a great look for Charlotte overall, but obviously Kenny Atkinson, they had their man, the Warriors assistant, decide to stay there after they won that title. But I'm excited for it. I'm glad to see he did get picked up. Started to get a little bit nervous as some of those the picks were going there in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was a deep draft. There's a lot of really good players. I mean, we've been watching E.J. Liddell for the last 4 years at Ohio State. He went right behind Bryce McGowens. Max Christie was expected to be pretty darn good. Jalen Williams has looked good for Arkansas. So, I mean, there was a lot of guys being picked around that area that I think are going to have a chance. And so it's kind of weird. It was a weird draft because I don't think that there's a clear stud amongst the group. And Orlando kind of went with who I would have went with is Paulo Banchero. But without there being a clear stud of the group, it's a deep draft, and I think Bryce fits in that. I'm interested to see kind of how this first season goes. I like I like the fit to a degree, but you have to remember the Hornets are a pretty solid group. They were in the they had a winning record. They were in the play-in tournament, so it might be a little bit more difficult for a young player like Bryce, who's clearly on the developmental path, to get on that stage and on that team. But we saw Delano Banton do it for Toronto last year, so there's a possibility.
True, but you also got to remember that Charlotte this year has had some off the court issues where Miles Bridges is in a little bit of trouble, and so is there was the center. He played for the Clippers for a long time. What is his name?
Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, Montrezl Harrell's also in trouble. So, you've got some things where maybe some players might not be playing next season. Maybe some players don't come back. So he's going into a spot where, I mean, he would be playing the Miles Bridges role. Miles Bridges in trouble, and their first round pick. Hold on, I got to remember who it was. Not Jalen. Mark Williams would be playing the Montrezl Harrell role. So maybe they just draft for those two positions. But I do really like the fit for Bryce. I was talking to Vershawn about it earlier, where Bryce kind of has that NBA offense already down. He needs to put on a little bit more weight if he's going to go to the cup, which when he does that, it opens up his outside shot. So it's going to be very important for him to be able to get to the rim and finish under pressure against contact. And then the defense, when he puts his mind to it, we've seen it a couple of times when he was at Nebraska, a couple of times where when he puts his mind to it, his defense looks pretty darn good, but it's not an every play, every time down the court thing. So if he could up that, maybe even not every time down the court, but more often than not, I can see him carving out a bigger role for himself with Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think his game is necessarily NBA ready. I some developing to do, and that might be kind of frustrating as Nebraska fans, where we are probably going to see him, and I think he'll shine a little bit in summer league, but maybe at the G League level or whatever, maybe just kind of at the end of the bench for Charlotte. I mean, but he's 19 years old. I mean, yeah. he's a long-term prospect that Charlotte's going to keep a close eye on. I think long-term, he's just kind of his mold and where he fits in is kind of a 3-and-D guy. But he's a 3-and-D guy with the athleticism that it takes in the NBA without the 3-and-D yet, right? I mean, his three-point shooting wasn't good last year.
29%.
Yeah, that's not going to get it done.
But in the pre-draft camps, in the pre-draft, all of those things, he shot the ball really well.
Yeah, and I mean, he didn't help himself. He took a lot of NBA threes last year. I think trying to prove that he could hit them, and that kind of went the opposite way on him. But yeah, you also have to respect the fact that he was when you're scouting Nebraska, he's the guy that you send your best defender at.
Yep.
And you basically do everything that you can to stop him, and it was difficult to do at times for teams. So I mean, I think the athleticism, the strength, we saw him get better going to the hoop last year. Kind of had to adjust to the D1 level type of strength that was needed, and then had to adjust to the Big Ten strength that was needed going to the hoop. He's able to do that. He's got the athleticism to play in this league for a long time. I just think, like you said, his defense is kind of got a ways to go. He's the body type that can switch on a lot of different type of guys. The bigger guys will probably back him down. So maybe need to add some weight to his frame. So I still kind of see him as a long-term type, but and especially where he's getting drafted, he's not going to be expected to be an immediate contributor. I think that's going to help out a little bit too. Obviously you'd love the preferred guaranteed money and all that stuff in the first round, but he's a prize prospect. So I think that you don't want much to worry about with that.
They're saying he's going to be on a 2-way contract. So he's going to be bouncing between the NBA and the G League. We'll see what happens. He could be one of those guys that plays extremely well in the G League, comes up and gets a couple games in the NBA before they send him back down to the G League. Injuries here and there, he'll be brought up to fill in the roles. And I'm excited to see what he's got. I'm excited to see if his brother gets picked up and if Alonzo Verge gets picked up. Nebraska's going to have, 5 guys in the NBA at one time. That'd be a blast. But we're going to head into we're playing the out music right now. We're going to the Ticket Water Cooler. It'll be me and Bach again. Bach live out at Haymarket Park. I'm here in the studio. We will see you guys in a couple of minutes. There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m.